Mom, can we eat at home? No, there's food at McDonald's. Is it just me or has the Big Mac gotten smaller? It's probably me. I've grown. It doesn't really live up to its name, does it? But you can't deny it gives this distinct special flavor, making it one of the most iconic fast food burgers. But apparently they came out with this Grand Big Mac. It's supposed to be a bigger, grander Big Mac, but it's definitely wider. But still not impressed. Although, I think I figured out a way to replicate this. Something that could live up to its name. The Big Mac. The Mac Daddy. I have figured out the secret to the Big Mac flavor. It's the sauce, right? Wrong. It's this. Dehydrated onion flakes in combination with the secret sauce. But since we're on the topic of the secret sauce, what is it? It's just Thousand Island dressing, right? Also wrong. You're doing very poorly on this pop quiz. I'm concerned. The Big Mac secret sauce may surprise you. But first we have to make our buns. The McDonald bun is a simple and sweet bun. We're going to start off with 600 grams of bread flour. Next we're going to be using 90 grams of sugar. Now this may seem like a lot. Then we'll do 8 grams of salt, 14 grams of instant yeast. We'll mix our dry ingredients with the wicks. Next we'll add 375 milliliters of warm water, 100 Fahrenheit. And lastly, 45 grams of vegetable oil or canola. We'll slap that in our mixer with the dough hook and we'll let that rock. Alright, so that's been about 10 minutes. We can check on our dough, see if it's done. See how stretchy, how much gluten we have. We can see light through it. We're good. So we'll yank this out. Like usual, we'll roll this into a ball. Just look how cute that guy is. Alright, so while we wait for the dough to proof, let's get back to that secret sauce. And as all good things are in life, the base of this sauce is mayonnaise. You're going to want to start off with 3/4 cup of mayonnaise. I don't have any mayonnaise ready to go, so let's quickly put that together. So that's 1 egg yolk, a tablespoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of fine salt, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, about half a cup of oil, using canola here. Get our immersion blender ready, pour our oil in, let it rip. Do this little taste test. Nothing like a spoonful of mayo. So now we got our 3/4 cup of mayo. We're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of sweet relish. If you don't got relish, you got sweet pickles, chop them up. And when I mean chop, I mean minced. You want these really fine. Yeah, that's about a 1/4 cup. Sure. Then we'll add our relish in. Tablespoon of mustard, using Dijon here. Half teaspoon of sugar. Half a teaspoon of paprika. That's what gives it the orange color. Half teaspoon of vinegar. I'm using rice vinegar here since I really like the flavor. And 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. And then 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then whisk it all together. Make sure you use a short whisk that gets your hands all dirty. Then switch to a pair of your trusty chopsticks. And there's your secret Big Mac sauce. So if you make this ahead of time, this will taste a lot better as the onion, the garlic, the paprika kind of bloom. But if not, not a big deal. But if you don't make it ahead of time, it still tastes really good. And can you believe that they charge 50 cents for Big Mac sauce now? Now you could have it all for, I don't know how much this cost. Alright, so now for the real, actual secret ingredient that brings the Big Mac all together, in my opinion. The dehydrated onion flakes. Can you chop your own onions and just use those? Honestly, not really. These give a certain distinct flavor and texture in those sweet summer memories in the play place. So, how to use these? So just grab a bowl of water. Maybe use, I don't know, 1/4 cup. Let's use all of them. Give it a little stir. And we'll wait about 20 minutes for these to hydrate. Then we'll drain them, and that's all there is. So in about 20 minutes, they'll look like this. All you gotta do, drain them. Let these dry out for a bit. Now you got some McDonald onions. All right, so our dough is ready. As you can see, it's doubled in size. Give this a little beat down. Just toss this onto a work surface. So for this amount of dough, we should be able to get 12 good sized buns, which will split up to 12 even size. So now we got our 12 buns all sized up. Let's line our baking sheet with some parchment paper. Give this a quick little spritz of grease. And like usual, roll this into a ball. Flatten it out, fold our sides in, which should give us somewhat of a smoother side on the other side. Turn it around and roll, keeping palm on the table at all times. If your dough is a little sticky, like this one is, spray a little grease on your hands. Should solve that real quick. Look at that, a nice beautiful taut dough ball. I like to push it down just a bit to get a little bit wider, and then do it for the rest. And our last one. So we got all our buns shaped. They're all even. Gonna let these proof one more time for about half an hour to 45 minutes or until they double in size. Hopefully this is a big enough pan for 12 of these. But you could either cover this up with a towel or just toss it in your oven with the lid closed and it should be good. So while we wait for our buns to proof, let's prep our lettuce. Now can someone explain to me why they shred lettuce and not use full leaf lettuce? It always gets everywhere. You're gonna wanna shred them about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe. 1/4 inch seems right. Cool, we got our shreddy lettuce. Next we're gonna need some baby dilled cornichons. Cornichons? Pickles. Now I don't know why McDonald's uses the smallest slices of pickles, but I will say I am a fan. So we'll slice these an 1/8 inch thick. That's about right. Alright, we got our pickles. Alright, so our buns are done. Their second rise. We got some that are nicely shaped and some that aren't nicely shaped. That's okay. So we're going to give these a quick little egg wash using our egg white, a splash of milk, and be generous. And it wouldn't be an iconic Big Mac without the sesame seeds. So we'll put enough sesame seeds till it feels right. That feels right. And listen, if you don't want to be wasteful, use a funnel. Man, I'm a genius. That actually doesn't work that well. Oh well. Yeah, this. Try to be innovative. Why try? Alright, so we're going to bake this at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes or until our buns get to around 205 Fahrenheit internal temp. Alright, so our buns should just be about done. Some of them are touching. It's okay. I'm no bun expert here. It's only bread. Let's check on these to see if they're done. Look at that. 205, 206. Not bad. Now if you want to make these extra pretty, brush on some melted butter while they're still hot. We'll give it that nice, beautiful glow for a glow up, if you will. This is basically makeup for your burger buns. So you're going to want to let these cool off before cutting into them. But there is one more thing. So we got our buns, secret onions, secret sauce, pickles on standby, lettuce ready, and cheese ready to go. Now all we need is our beef. So here I got about 2 pounds of beef round, lean cut of beef. And here I got some fatty piece, about 1 pound of fatty brisket. Gonna use this as a blend, about 2 to 1, which gonna slice into long sections. I love me some brisket. And of course, using our trusty mixer and our trusty meat grinder attachment tool, we are gonna grind this up in 2 stages. One coarse, and then one fine. If you get all these attachments in the freezer, it will help a lot with grinding. Same thing with getting your meat in the freezer. It helps firm up the meat while it gets to the grinder. So let's see how this goes. Why is this not working? I've done this before. I don't know. Something's wrong with this. Something really wrong with this. Make sure you use all the parts that are made for your tool of choice. Like anyone should be listening to me. So once you have all the proper parts into your tools, look at that. I'm so dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, once you got our first pass through, we'll add our salt now so we have perfectly seasoned burgers. So for every pound, we'll use half a teaspoon of kosher salt, which means 1.5 teaspoon of kosher salt. Then we'll get our fine attachment. Alright, so we got our beef. Now let's make some balls and let's evenly measure these out. I'm gonna go for about 60 grams or so. McDonald's, they use two 45-gram patties, which doesn't even make a quarter pounder for the two patty between the two, which is kind of sad. And so before we get to our burgers, obviously we're gonna need to get our bun ready. Of course, you're gonna wanna butter your buns and toast your bun. Just slap them in the oven because it's already hot. All right, so we got our buns toasted. Let's set this up before we hit the grill. So we got our bottom bun, which we're gonna sauce. Be generous. Get some of our secret onions, some shredded lettuce. Makes a giant mess. Then a slice of cheese. And ruin the cheese because you're a savage. Then we'll work on our center bottom bun, which will get some sauce, some more of that hydrated onion flakes. We'll get our pickles on this layer, and some more very messy lettuce. At least I think this is the order. The next, we'll get over to the grill and get these patties ready to go. All right, so I'm using a cast iron griddle here. If you just got a regular cast iron skillet, that works fine. A frying pan, doesn't matter. But we're gonna preheat this and get this up to around 500 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, we're at 530, so we are good to go. So we'll get some oil on this. We'll take one of our patties, parchment paper, and something to smash it with. Flatten it down. Do that again. And once it starts to develop a crust on the bottom, you want to give this a flip. So let's try to flip it. People say this is easy. Oh, hoo, hoo! I should go work at McDonald's. Check this burger flipping skills. That one was alright. Well, we want to get this to about 145 when it's done. Alright, that's it. Stack this on our bottom. Get this one here. Get that one there. Boom. Let's see how this stacks up. So we got our Big Mac, and then let's check out our Grand Big Mac. It's kind of funny how Big Mac and that Grand Big Mac, they're basically the same height. It's a little bit wider. I don't know. You tell me. Just tell me which one is the Big Mac? You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. Well, you already know what this tastes like. Let's try the Grand Big Mac. Tastes about the exact same, just flatter. As for this one, you're gonna have to make this yourself to find out. It tastes pretty darn good. It's like these, but not like it at all because it's way better. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button because for every new subscriber, a donation will be made in your name to the Human Fund. You'll receive your card in the mail in about 3 to 8 business weeks.